Lights, camera, roll the intro. What's up, makers? Alan here,
And Nate.
and we got some tips for you for anyone who hasn't performed on a stage yet or quite getting there.
Yeah, we want to share with you some of our thoughts and emotions in regards to this issue. Some people may be trying to perform for the first time, and we want to help you out as much as possible. Additionally, if you haven't done so, become a part of our community. Hit the subscribe button right there. It's right there. And then while you're down there, hit that bell icon. That way you know when we post our next video. So let's go. Tip number 1.
Tip number 1, always arrive early to wherever your gig may be, because it shows that you want to be professional, and shows whoever hired you, per se, shows that you want to get this done, and you're going to be adamant about the time.
Also, if you arrive early and something arises or there's a last minute change to the venue, to the event, whatever's going on, it gives you a time to adjust what you're doing. That way you're not caught off guard at the last second going, oh my gosh, I thought I was only doing this when I have to do this as well, which is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, so you want to keep in contact with your employer, basically, to see the rundown, like where I'm going to be, what space can I use, what space can I not use, how long can I do this for, how long can I do that for, just stuff like that.
Tip number 2, have a schedule. Have it ready to go, which kind of leads in from tip number 1, like Alan was saying. Knowing the schedule for the night or your event, if it's during the day, is really important. That way you know where to be, when to be, and how to be. Also, this actually shows you your current employer, we'll call them employer, as they're hiring your services, understands that you're taking the event seriously and you're taking what they do seriously as well, which is super important, especially when you want to get paid for a gig.
Tip number 3, practice your stuff, man. Who wants to go on a gig and then absolutely have no idea what the heck are you doing?
It's a kind of unfortunate when you see some people actually try new material. Well, there's trying new material and there's blindly going out hoping to heck it works. And we don't like that. It shows lack of professionalism. It actually gives a lot of other performers a really bad rap for these people who go out there not knowing what they're doing. Even if it means spending 5 minutes a day for the next 3 months on one effect, you'll see that over time your effect's going to morph and become funnier or better, more impactful, all sorts of things. Maybe you think, maybe you bought a new effect from a magic dealer and it says good right out of the box. It does not work like that. Sometimes your personality doesn't match the personality of somebody who created the trick. So make it your own and put in the practice that goes along with it.
Yeah, and some people can notice that you're nervous, and that's fine, but like when you're nervous and don't know how to do the trick, that's a bad time. So just make sure, if you want to do an effect or some kind of trick the right way, make sure you do it a lot of times before even going to your gig.
Tip number 4, get your gear together. Get it together. This is one of the biggest things, is people go blindly into a gig. They just kind of load up with stuff on their suit, maybe in a briefcase, something like that, backpack, whatever you're using to carry your material. And then you'll see them, if it's a corporate walk-around event, I've seen a lot of people. Oh, there it is, and they'll pull out whatever it is. That's not good. It kind of ties into the practice thing. What you want to do is make sure that you plan out each pocket exactly where it goes. I know from my personal sets, when I work a corporate event, whether it's walk around, whether it's stage, maybe it's a mix of both. I know that in my suit jacket, I have a deck of cards in one pocket, a pad of paper in another pocket, but each has its designation. If you actually look at the case that we use for our group performance, and my personal case for my performances, I actually use, what was it? It's the not particle board. It's like a foam core board, and I've cut out different shapes and sizes to create holders for different decks of cards, for pads of paper, markers, everything across the board. I have it all organized so I know exactly where what I need is.
Yeah, that's very essential.
And it makes you look better.
Tip number 5. Be engaging towards your audience. You know, like when you get to your gig, you might probably be the first one there, of course. That's normal, you know. But as people are coming in, you know, getting warmed up, be engaging. Like, say hello, say hi, how are you doing tonight, or morning or afternoon or whatever the day it is. But you wanna make sure the guest is there to actually be excited to see some kind of entertainment.
Yeah, and when you're engaging and introduce yourself off the bat, it shows that you're not afraid of what you're doing. It shows that you're willing to go out, and sometimes that means you can get tipped a little bit more than what was probably going to happen.
Confidence is key, so that's why we go back to the third tip, right? Mm-hmm. Which was practice your stuff.
Tip number 6. The final tip. This one's going to sound really stupid to a lot of you, but it's perform. I know this is a video, it's kind of meta, talking about, like, how do I go perform? Well, we've given you the right things, but sometimes you just need to perform. For random people, friends and family, for the most part, they're like, oh, that was so nice. Like, you know, you're doing so good. Yeah, we don't need that. That's just here. We're gonna ball them up, put them off to the side, because you still love them. It's great. But go out and perform for real people, regular people. If you're a regular goer to a coffee shop, because I'm scared to say any big name brands. If you were to go to a certain coffee shop a lot and people kind of see you every now and then, while you're waiting on your beverage, why not walk up to somebody else who's waiting and ask him, hey, I'm working on something new. Would you mind if I tried something with you? They'll more than likely say yes. Do your effect. And based on their reactions, maybe you should tweak something. Well, you should always tweak something, but maybe you need to change the way you do your performance. Maybe it's your handling, things like that. Getting the feedback from actually going out and performing for people will get you ready for your first performance.
Of course. And also, it's we found out that people like it when you're personable. You know, like people like seeing people on the stage do their stuff. But when you're one-on-one, face-to-face with them, they want to know what you're about. So, like, in terms of close-up magic, it's like giving them a personal show. Like, hello, this is me up close, and would you like to see something fun or entertaining?
And we hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's kind of a short form vlog format, talking heads. We've had so much fun giving you these tips, and if you haven't noticed the shirt, ask me for a magic trick. You might be saying, I know, right? Ask me for a magic trick. And the hat. We might be rolling out some merch pretty soon, so just keep an eye out for that, because I know some people have been asking.
And with that said, make sure to follow us on social media, Facebook or Instagram, Makers Magic Official.
And awesome, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Keep making that magic.